Well, welcome to the Echo Tips Podcast. In this week's episode, we're going to be talking about a relatively brand new feature dealing with your smart video doorbell or security camera, seeing somebody walk up the porch or putting a package down, and you getting a notification through your Amazon Echo. Isn't that kind of cool? Just not like, hey, we thought it was delivered. Literally, it was set down in front of the camera, and your Echo is now telling you about it, maybe even showing you a shot of the front porch with that package sitting right there. Pretty cool. Well, we're going to discuss that in this week's episode, but before we get into those details, we're going to go to a brief message about our podcast, and then we'll be right back. This episode is brought to you by New Vision at Goodwill Industries of the Valleys, and also made possible in part by a grant from the Virginia Board for the Blind and Vision Impaired. New Vision is a program of Goodwill that provides information services and assistive technology training to individuals with visual impairments. Goodwill Industries of the Valleys is a nonprofit organization serving Central, Southwest, and Southside Virginia. Goodwill's mission is to empower individuals, strengthen families, and inspire communities. These shows are provided for educational purposes. This podcast may not be retransmitted, sold, or reproduced without written permission from New Vision. All right, so welcome back to the podcast. As I mentioned earlier, we're going to be talking about people and package detection through various video doorbells and video security cameras, smart IoT devices that can communicate that to your Amazon Echo and give you an alert, either just an audible alert or even maybe show you on a screen like an Echo Show what just happened on your front porch. Okay? So it's pretty cool, and there's not really a good way for us to demo this today, so bear that in mind. Maybe in a future episode I can figure out a good way to do that. But I'd like to welcome first our new listeners. Welcome to the podcast. You'll find our episodes a little nuggetized episodes, 5 to 15 minutes. Today may run a little long. I'm going to try and chop it down, and you might hear that in some of the post edits. And we'd like to welcome our returning listeners as well. Because of both of you, we're about 100,000 listens to all of our podcasts. So it's pretty amazing. And maybe if we have time, at the end of the episode, we'll mention ways you can reach out to me and with maybe thoughts or suggestions about a future episode. Okay, so let's delve right in. Now, in particular, this feature works with, right now, out of the box, the Ring Video Doorbell series with the annual subscription plan that's called Ring Protect. You need to have that feature enabled as well, because this is kind of a cloud smart service where it can recognize a person walking up to your door or a package that was sat down on your porch. So that requires a certain level of AI, artificial intelligence, to recognize that, and that's going to be probably processed in the cloud. And this is called Smart Alerts on the Ring Video Doorbell app. And when it's triggered and this is all set up, you will get announcements either on your Echo Show, your Fire tablet, your Fire TV. You get the idea, depending on how you configure it. All right, so we're going to delve right into this. First off, now I'm covering this because this was from the April roundup of the A-Lady blog. So if you Google A-Lady blog, A-L-E-X-A blog, and you skim down about 3 or 4 results in Google's results, you're looking for what's new, you'd click on that, and you're going to look for the April roundup. Now, I'm mentioning that because it's going to have some added details there that I'm not going to get into today. Now, primarily, we're going to be covering today the Ring Video Doorbell series, but it mentions there now, or in the very near future, the Google Nest video doorbells and security cameras. It lists several models there, will also be supporting this feature. The ability to pair it with your Echo so that you get a notification. So stand by or look for that there. Now, what I'm particularly going to go over today is the Ring Video Doorbell series. And if you want to follow along with this step by step, I created a shortcut that you can go to in a web browser at bit.ly, bit.ly/frontdoor ALEXA. That's right, the A lady's name. No spaces, all lowercase. That's bit.ly/frontdoor ALEXA. And you'll be looking at the exact same procedures and frequently asked questions here that I'm going to be covering this afternoon here. Okay, so one of the things it mentions here in addition, especially about package detection, this would be available on the Ring Video Doorbell 2020 release, and I'm assuming forward from that date, but you might want to check me on that. And it also mentions the Ring Video Doorbell Pro 2. Now, there's two components to this. There's the people detection and there's the package detection. So I would imagine you can tailor it to do one and not the other. So like if you don't want people detection, I believe you could probably tailor it so that you just have package recognition. So just a little post-production edit here. I just realized that probably in looking back at this, a step-by-step was probably not making for the best podcasting experience. So what I thought I'd do is just come back, edit this, tell you guys, check out the directions, follow the step-by-step. Two main components is the Ring Video Doorbell app. You're going to go into Smart Alerts and follow the directions to enable that. You can actually tailor it to person detection and package detection separately. You can do either or both at the same time. And then the last step is going over to the A-Lady app and following the directions and making that connection as well. Now, previously, I do believe there was a Ring Video Doorbell skill in the A-Lady store, and so that probably gave you some of these features, but now we're looking at native support, and they're building the support for other doorbells, as we mentioned, the Google Nest and other things like that. So we're going to see that capability here possibly going forward, or even maybe right now at this exact moment. Now, since this is such a cutting-edge integration, I couldn't find even any examples of what the exact announcement might sound like. So I'm just going to give you kind of like a tailored idea of what this might sound like. So a person's in front of your door, it may sound something kind of like this.
There is a creepy person standing in front of your door.
So I may have embellished that a little bit, but that gives you just kind of a generic idea. Or you can imagine a package is sat down in front of your door.
There is a package sitting in front of your door.
Okay, so that may or may not be exactly accurate kind of the thing you would get, but you get the idea. So basically, that is what we're kind of shooting for, and now we'll go to the tail end of the podcast with just a few extra notes. I believe that is basically it. So theoretically, that is all done. I don't know, it doesn't say anything here in the directions, but I'd be kind of inclined to reboot everything, give it 5 minutes, let these settings set, and then maybe reboot everything, especially the Echo. But yeah, that's going to be basically it. Now, on the webpage, there's a lot more descriptions about how you can configure your maybe you don't want the announcement on all your Echoes, or you want a very specific Echoes when a package was delivered. There's ways that you can customize that. Also, you can go into the app and view the camera events to see, footage of when maybe a package was delivered. Different things that are outlined here. Now, this is a neat thing too, is because it's connected to your Echo, you can actually use this to set up routines. So, for example, if the Echo connected with the Ring Video Doorbell or maybe a future Google Nest camera sees a person approaching the door or the package set down, you could have a routine that, triggers and turns on the front light on the porch or something like that. So they can also be connected with those items as well. Okay, well, I believe that's basically it. I appreciate your patience with us going through those. If I can figure out a good way to demo this in a future episode, maybe like I fake putting a package on the porch, maybe I'll be able to do that. But pretty cool feature, probably US-centric right now. But once again, check out that webpage or the A-Lady Roundup blog for April 2022 to maybe find out additional feedback about what countries are supporting this feature right now. Okay, well, that's it for me. It's time to practice some of the many things that you've learned. If you'd like to reach out to me with suggestions about a future episode or just say, hey, Dave, I really liked that episode, you can communicate with us on Twitter or Facebook at Goodwill Industries of the Valleys. And you can also look up more about what I'm doing with my program New Vision at goodwillvalleys.com/New Vision. It's all lowercase and no spaces. Well, that's it for us, and we really appreciate you, and we thank you for listening.
Thanks, Dave. Let me tell you a bit more. Let me put on my official sounding voice. Ahem, ahem. This episode is brought to you by New Vision at Goodwill Industries of the Valleys and also made possible in part by a grant from the Virginia Board for the Blind and Vision Impaired. New Vision is a program of Goodwill that provides information services and assistive technology training to individuals with visual impairments. Goodwill Industries of the Valleys is a nonprofit organization serving Central, Southwest, and Southside Virginia. Goodwill's mission is to empower individuals, strengthen families, and inspire communities. These shows are provided for educational purposes. This podcast may not be retransmitted, sold, or reproduced without written permission from New Vision. Phew! Thanks for listening.